Good morning. Good morning. I'm Sharon. I'll be your MC this morning, and welcome to Makawao Hongdamji Dharma Family Service. Please stand if you're able, and let's begin the service with singing the Benedictus Servana together in both Pali and English.
Namo Tassa.
Thank you. Please be seated. We'll now sing the Gatha Dasha Wikamita, which will be found on the screens, and chanting will be followed by quiet meditation.
Amita's name with deep joy and gratitude. I show with Amita trees and grasses and flowers, all whirled in great compassion. His light shines throughout the world. I show with Amita, flowers bloom and flowers fall, from the seeds sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I show with Amita, springtime brings the happy birds, their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I show with Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Who does voice my voice are one? I show with Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I show with Amida. Menbutsu in work and play, every day with Amida, every moment filled with light. I show with Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. This great power guides my life. I with
So let's sit quietly together for a few moments. So just relax, get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Now sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in, you feel energy filling your body. As you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation.
Everyone is welcome to offer incense as an expression of gratitude for the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. you, and let us now recite the golden chain of love together. I am a link in a limitless golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle with every living thing and protect all holier than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now begins not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in this golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Please rise, and we'll be singing the Gatha when we see the golden sun. Hopefully today it's kind of hidden, but okay, Reverend, it's coming out. And now it's Children's Dharma County time. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's Children's Dharma story time.
Microphone check. No, microphone check. No. Okay.
Live from Makawao, it's Children's Dharma Story Time. Starting me, Barkley the dog, and the love of my life, Lucy the ladybug. Well, good morning. Aloha mai kako. Aloha for everybody. Good morning, Hope. How are you? It's Hope's birthday today. Yay! Hey, how old are you today? Whoa, you're 1 year old? That's amazing. Congratulations. Okay. Well, you're going to love the story we got for you because it's thanks to Auntie Jean. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. The Magic of Me, My Magical Dreams. Written by Becky Cummings and illustrated by Susanna Svoboda. Sorry about that. Susanna Svoboda. I'll get that right. There you go, Sensei. You just got to practice that stuff. So, here we go. The Magic of Me, My Magical Dreams. The dedication says, thank you to all the teachers. Your flame ignites many candles. Keep shining your light and inspiring your children to dream big. And it has tips for reading the book with children. And the story begins. Close your eyes to help you see exactly what you want to be, or anything you wish to do. Dreams will grow inside of you. Listen closely to this life advice. Close your eyes and see something nice. Think in pictures and you will find that magic begins in the mind. What do you wish to be? A doctor? A teacher? A star on TV? Where do you want to go and explore? The Great Plains? Outer space? Or the ocean floor? What would you like to try that's new? Taking hikes? Riding bikes? Or tying your shoe? What would you like to design or create? A fort? A dress? Or lunch on a plate? What kind of art would you like to make? What kind of art would you like to do? A painting? A sculpture? Or something with glue? What kind of sports do you want to try? Basketball? Surfing? Or diving from the sky? What kind of animal do you want as a friend? A turtle? A tiger? A snake that can bend? What would you like to see for a thrill? A Super Bowl? The Northern Lights? Or Carnival of Brazil? What would you like to learn about? Pirate ships? Rainforests? Or how seeds sprout? What would you like to build or bake? A skyscraper? A theme park? Or a birthday cake? Who would you like to know or meet? An athlete? The president? A new friend down the street? Open your mind. It opens the door to reaching all that you wish for and more. Feel excited. Imagine it's true, because the magic starts in you. How will you help the world someday? Feed the poor? Help the sick? Or donate your pay? The end. And the book continues with a note from the author talking about why she wrote the book, and also profiles of the author and the illustrator. And that was the story, The Magic of Me, My Magical Dreams, written by Becky Cummings and illustrated by Susanna Silva-Oda. Oh, wasn't that a great story? Hey, wait, what part of the story did you like, Hope? Oh, Cameron did. Okay. Battery, maybe? What part did you like? Really? I love that part too. I love the part where you can make a birthday cake. And I'd like to make a birthday cake for you because it's your birthday. Yay! Well, that's right. Wasn't that a great story? Hey, Barkley, what part of the story did you like? Yeah, well, Sensei, I like the part where you can dream. You can dream and you can make that dream come true. I love how you can be anything you like. I always wanted to fall in love, be a good husband, and be a good father. And now that's exactly what I am. Even though I'm a rascal dog at heart, it makes me want to be a better version of me. But, oops, okay, lost the connection. Okay, it's in here somewhere. But I try my best to love the love of my life, you silly ladybug, and be the best daddy I can to baby die. Oh, Barkley, I love you because you're a rascal dog. I always dreamed that I'd fall in love forever and ever, and have a family of my own. And that's exactly what happened. I'm in love with the rascal dog, and we have the most beautiful baby in the whole world. Our love child, baby Dot. Well, what did you think about that, Dot? No, Mommy Dodge. Hi, no, Mommy Dodge. Can you say no, Mommy Dodge? Yeah. Very good, very good. That's lovely. Everybody together. Now, Mommy Dodge. Yay! Oh, yeah. She said that. She did it. Your first now, Mommy Dodge. That's good. Yeah. Well, okay. Hey, Hope, let me give you some advice. Be good. But not too much. Okay.
Sensei, could we sing happy birthday to Hope?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Let's get a candle.
We made and brought cupcakes for her today too, for all you guys.
Say happy birthday.
You were sick last week, sorry, but we live streamed.
Very good.
God, you look good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like her dress. I didn't see it.
A little pretty dress.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, you get a birthday sunset.
Yeah.
Little cupcake.
We'll have cupcakes.
Yeah, get Daddy in there too. Yeah.
We need to have you guys move a little bit over this way. 'cause this is
Oh,
the
what's right?
camera's
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay.
Ready, Sensei?
Yep, so let's sing happy birthday to Hope.
Okay, ready to get.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hope. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
I know, I think it's nap time.
Okay. Note to self, you need to charge the cameras longer than 1 hour. So, aloha mai kako, good morning. Today I'd like to talk about intention setting, which is a popular life hack. If you go online and look up intention setting, you're going to find a lot of stuff about intention setting. And it kind of, it basically is learning to set an authentic intention as a powerful way to align mind, body, and heart to the creative energy within all of us in the direction of true growth. It is setting your inner compass for how you want to know, how you want to be, or feel, or what you want to experience. So raise your hand if you ever heard this idea of intention setting. Set your intentions. Oh, really? Okay. Well, you're going to love this talk then, because this is all new stuff. It's actually, you'll find it out there, that there's a lot of, well, Buddhism is about setting intentions, but if we take out the religious element, and you do it as a life coaching thing, okay? You pay me money, I'll show you how to live your life. You come to the temple, I'll tell you that for free. That's okay. The basic message is you can get anything you want. You can reach your full potential. You can become anything. You can get anything your heart desires if you set your intentions. Following the Carey technique, which costs $50,000 per weekend. And it's a pitch for life coaches who are basically consultants. And consultants and life coaches get paid for their time, their knowledge, and expertise. But did you know that the insight of setting your mind to something actually has its origins in the Dharma teachings of the Buddha? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is a quote from Shakyamuni, or Gautama Buddha, from the Dhammapada. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. If one speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows them, as the wheel follows the foot of the ox that draws the carriage. If one speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows them, like a shadow that never leaves them. So when applied to human suffering, right, the insight's actually quite specific. Think about it, right? All that we are, right, all that we think we are, it's a result of what we've thought. It's founded on our thoughts, it's made up of thoughts. There you go, the words of the Buddha. So this verse illustrates the Buddha's fundamental insight into dependent origination. All things, all people, all phenomena, they all arise from causes and conditions, which leads to the truth of impermanence and the truth of non-self. Right, so in this quote, in this section, if one speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows, as the wheel follows the foot of the ox that draws the carriage. Right, so if you want to suffer pain, if you want to be unhappy, speak or act with an evil thought. It's important here to make a note that we're talking about karmic evil, not necessarily moral evil or the legal structure, illegal actions as defined in society, but karmic evil. Karmic evil. So if you want to suffer pain, if you don't want to be happy, hey, just think evil thoughts and speak and act them. So the Buddha's teachings, right, is that we have to purify the mind. That our human brain, our human mind is defiled, which is a fancy word to say that it's polluted, it's dirty. So we need to clean it up. Because if everything begins with your thoughts, if everything begins with the mind, we must first purify the mind. Seems good enough. Now, in the Buddha's time, the only way to do this was to become a monk. Shave your head, give up everything, have your fancy clothes, your hair, have your jewelry, give it all up. Turn your back on your family responsibilities, on your work responsibilities, turn your back on the entire kingdom, and go out in search of the truth. Now, obviously, if you have a family and you have a job and responsibilities in the real world, particularly the modern real world, what are you supposed to do? You got to be at work. You got to do things. There's things you have to do. How can you devote your life to purifying the mind? And so, if one speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows them like a shadow that never leaves them. So, if you want to be happy, first, to purify our minds so that we can avoid tragedy. We need to think with pure thoughts. Okay, so if that was too complicated, we go back to the golden chain. Right? So Reverend Dorothy Hunt, who was the first non-Japanese, the first female priest ordained by Jodo Shinshu Konkanji here in Hawaii. And so she wrote this in English. So this is one of my all-time favorite phrases in quote-unquote American Buddhism. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. Oh, this flies. Oh, you're dead. Right? So we said, yeah. Children, hope you should do this, right? You should be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than yourself. Yeah, flies. So this is human nature. Right? We say these grand things. We want our children to have a moral code. We tell them to say their golden chain and do it. But do we do it ourselves? So again, the golden chain of love was originally written as a children's pledge. So yes, it was designed for children. It's the first attempt in American English, right, to bring Buddhism to non-Japanese speakers, right, specifically to children, who may or may not speak Japanese, right? So it depends. Two things that are very noteworthy in this passage, right? Each of these phrases begins with "I will try." I will try. Right? This is not it's not a pledge. It's I will do this. I promise. I will do this. No, it's an aspiration. I'll try. I'll try my best. I'll try and try and try and try. So, because Jodo Shinshu, right, unlike Yoda, right, he recognizes that we're just simply human beings. It's all about trying. So Yoda, so if you don't know the reference, right, when Yoda's teaching Luke Skywalker, he says, "There is no try, there is only do." And he's a little green guy, right? I'm like, yeah, is this like the alien version of Mr. Miyagi was? Wax on, wax off, and it's on.
but Mr. Miyagi, I'm here to learn karate. Right, and then he blocks it. So anyway, I have a whole Dharma talk about wax on, wax off too. So if we really truly admit to ourselves, we're just ordinary human beings. We're big ego, we're stuck on ourselves, we're self-centered, we're selfish. The best that we can do is to aspire, trying, making the effort to be kind and gentle all the time to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. Except for the scary homeless person who wants no money. Except for people on the other side of the political spectrum that you don't agree with their views. Except for, no, it says you have to try. You have to try. The other part, which is very important from a doctrinal perspective, right? Every living being, I will try to be kind and gentle to every living being. Not just people, not just the people I like, but every living being. Right, so this emphasizes our place in the world. And we want to think we're in the center, but in fact, we're just one part of this great whole. The past couple of days, we had the Ministers of Continuing Education in Honolulu. We had a great speaker on Hawaiian epistemology, which I think is the philosophy of education. So how do we learn? How do we acquire knowledge? And she was talking about, how as a PhD, as a researcher, how difficult it is to share Hawaiian practices because she has to do it in English. Whereas, people learn in Hawaiian. And she was saying, iki kupuna, so you learn from your elders. And they just do it, from feeling. The other insight, which I thought was interesting, well, you don't understand things with your head. You understand things with your gut. Right? So this gut instinct, gut feeling. If you feel it, that's when you know. Interesting way of looking at it. But again, the Hawaiian idea, right, is that aloha is in everything. And we must live aloha, we give aloha, show aloha to everything. Including, quote unquote, inanimate objects, right? So rocks and the mountain, the ocean, all of these things is part of this reality that we're just one part of this big thing. So, again, the truth of non-self is in here, but also just the fact that trying to be kind and gentle, trying is the important part. So, I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. So this captures the Buddhist teachings that everything that we say and do is made up of our thoughts. That it all begins with our thoughts. It begins with the mind. There's actually a school in Buddhism called Yuishin in Japanese, the consciousness only school, or mind only. So the important thing to do in this one is to understand the mind and how it works, to transcend it, etc., etc., etc. As opposed to physical practice. The traditional Eightfold Noble Path, the monastic life, all of these things are designed to separate you from your ego. But the consciousness only school says it's in your head. Anyway, I never really quite understood the doctrine of the consciousness only school. So here's the karmic consequences, right? Knowing that what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. Everyone else in our ohana, in our community, in our life. Everything I think, say, and do has an impact. So, okay, when we think of it this way, this is to illustrate the oneness of all life. In Jodo Shinshu Honganji doctrine, we don't talk about the oneness of things very much. But it's actually a very key Buddhist idea. Well, let me give you a different perspective. Many of you know Rumi, the great Persian Sufi poet. And he offers, puts this insight and advice in a different way, a simple way. The heart knows the way. Run in that direction. And this is the poet Rumi, who lived in the 13th century. Interestingly enough, he was a contemporary of Shinran. And so Shinran lives at the same time. But think about it, right? The heart knows the way. Just run in that direction. Don't think about it, just go. And this leads to the quote-unquote insight of life hacking. Think with your heart, not with your head. So many times well-intentioned people will tell high school students, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. Mom and Dad, I want to be a Honganji minister. No, get a real job. Study medicine, study law, become an engineer, like your uncle. But yeah, but he's a good guy, and I'm kind of the crazy person in the family. But, okay, Mom and Dad, yes, I'll do what you say. But think about it, right? If your children, if our children, if Hope suddenly, one day says, hey, Mommy and Daddy, I want to be a rock musician. Right? Are you going to buy her a Fender Telecaster and get some lessons from the guy in Big Gold Studio? No, we want you to get a real job. So the idea of life hacking, right, which we've been taught and conditioned and essentially, driven to follow a certain model, which is thinking with the head. What's the rational decision? Right? Well, if you do that, you're not going to have $10 million in the bank when you retire. And it's very practical advice. But the Buddhist insight is you may not make it to retirement age. Then what are you going to do? So we also had the investment advisors for the ministers come in to talk about the 401k plan and stuff like that. And so I said, really easy. I'm 65. I've got several serious medical conditions. My strategy for retirement, if you die before you need the money, it doesn't matter how much money is in your 401k. Now, my son will say, well, Dad, let's talk about that. He's my beneficiary. So. but again, think with your heart, not with your head. Like, we don't agree with this on a certain level. But when push comes to shove, Mitch, go home, tell your wife and daughter, I decided I'm going to be a Honganji minister. See what happens, right? all right, you're not going to that temple anymore. A bunch of converting you. So the insight here, I think, is, so the Western view, right? So the Western is that heart and mind are separate. So think with your heart, not with your mind. They're separate. Mind and heart are separate. So the emotional self and the rational self are separate. Intuition and logic are two separate things. So the Western view of happiness says, what we want is in our hearts, but what we can have is in the mind. And thus, we're unhappy when we don't have what we want. Reverse, right? We're happy when we have everything we want. Okay, the Western view. And Western medicine also treats the body and mind as separate. So if you're having mental health issues, you go see psychiatrists, psychologists. If you're having heart issues, you go see cardiologists. And if you have, right? But they're separate. Now, Western education, right, teaches that our heads and hearts are separate. Yeah, it's not the same. So again, follow your heart, follow your dreams. It's appealing to a lot of people, right, who want to be, happy. But as Americans, we're conditioned to be a success. Right? If you don't have the big house and $10 million in the bank, you're a failure. But if you get there, you realize, gee, the other boys have bigger toys than I do. There's always somebody who's richer than me. There's always somebody who's got a faster car, a bigger car, a boat, whatever it is. But that's the American system, right? We make you feel like you're a failure at every stage of life, and we sell you the solution. So, and sadly, success in the American definition, it's usually measured by wealth and power. And so if you don't have $100 million, if you're not a billionaire, forget about it. Well, gee, my kids are all well-adjusted, normal people contributing to society, not criminals. Isn't that enough? I'm devoting my life to try to share the Dharma teachings. Isn't that enough? No, you've got to have a big house. I'm American. I like to have a big house. In fact, I have one. I live in a big house on Maui, up country. The rent on that thing is probably worth about $5,000 a month. So the Pure Land tradition is part of the Mahayana stream of Buddhism, which created a path for Buddhism for non-monks, for householders, people with families, jobs, and responsibilities, for the rest of us. Okay, so this is the one part where it gets a little doctrinal. In Japanese, the kokoro, also read shin, is specifically heart and mind together. And you see, it's actually the character on the right, is kokoro, the four things. That means, it's usually translated as heart or mind. But the nuance is that you cannot separate the two as heart, mind. It's all the same thing. The meaning, of course, becomes the core of your being, who you are. The soul in Western English. The center of who you are. So Ishin, which is the full thing in the brackets there, is translated as one heart and mind, or a single heart and mind. In modern times, the joining of two hearts and minds is a romantic thing, right? Two hearts that beat together as one. But also the traditional interpretation focusing on both heart and mind, kokoro in the Japanese sense, is more like singleness of heart, or set your mind to something. Right? If you fix your mind on something, you will make it happen. So full intention and effort. Now the Buddhist interpretation or the Buddhist definition of Ishin is the unity of heart and mind. So when it's together, this is kokoro. But again, Western, we treat it separate, Asian as well. And also, this is where it gets confusing. Ishin refers to the Dharmakaya, the Dharma body, which is the absolute reality. And the absolute reality, the Dharmakaya, is suchness or thusness. And this is where Amida comes from, right, to save all sentient beings. Right? This is where the historical Buddha, the human being who became a Buddha, right, Siddhartha, this is where he's going to. That's where he's going to. So if you've been paying attention to the Japanese part of the class, when we refer to Nyorai, this is the word tathagata, which is a very difficult word in Sanskrit to pronounce, but it means coming from thusness. So Amida has come from the Dharmakaya, has come from Ishin. So Ishin in Buddhism refers to this absolute truth, which is formless, colorless, inconceivable. And someone who becomes a Buddha, that's where they go. They return to the Dharmakaya when they die, and Amida is said to be a manifestation of the Dharmakaya for us. So there's your technical one. If you really want to impress Konganji ministers, ask the question about Shinyo, which is the kanji characters at the bottom. That's the Japanese word for Dharmakaya. And I guarantee you, we all struggle with this one. How do you explain Dharmakaya in American English to American people? Oh, absolute reality, that's God. And in many ways, I would argue, well, God is a manifestation of Dharmakaya. But that's a Buddhist thing, it tends to irritate Christians. But it's an interesting concept. So anyway, Ishin, unification of heart and mind. Right? Hey, Hope gets it. Well, she should be giving me the signal to like, all right, that's enough. So Shinran teaches the key doctrine is right here. Shinjin, the entrusting heart and mind, is the true cause of birth in the pure life. So I am born into the pure now because I have received Shinjin from Amida. It's not because I say, Nam Amida Butsu, Amida, please let me into the Pure Land. Nam Amida Butsu, once you have received Shinjin, once you've received this faith, this conviction that Amida has reached out to you, has embraced you, is guaranteeing, absolute guarantee, when you die, you go to the Pure Land, become a Buddha, become one with Amida, and return to this world to help other people. So when we break it down, Shinjin, the characters at the top, it comes from the verb shinzu, to believe or to entrust, to have faith and conviction in something. And Jin is the nasalized form of Shin or kokoro, so a heart and mind. So the entrusting heart and mind is actually pretty close. Because I don't say, I trust Amida. I say, I entrust my karmic destiny to it's kind of a subtle difference. But it's a dynamic process. It's not a noun. It's not something you get. It's a verb. Changing is this constant action. It's a dynamic process. So obviously the question then is, how do I get changing? How do I get this stuff? And the answer is you don't. You don't get it. Changing comes to you every time you say and hear Makawao. It is Amida working here. So changing is not something, again, that we don't get changing because we say Makawao. So it's not a prayer. It's not a petitionary prayer. We're not asking Amida to give us something, to give us birth and eternity. We say Namo Amida Butsu because changing is already inside of us. And when we awaken to that, we're filled with joy and gratitude because you begin to experience other power. A lot of people talk about something bigger than myself. And in Japanese it's called tariki, which quite literally translates as other power. And something far beyond my power, my self-power, my GDP. So this is the fundamental human conflict. I need to understand Buddhism, whereas I'm asked to accept as an article of faith that there's this invisible guy in the sky called Amida who's working every day to see. Okay, it's kind of a difficult one. But you do reach a point where you say, no, I'm convinced, I have conviction. I can't convince anybody else, I can't explain it, but I know. And this is when we say, no, Amida Butsu, we're saying, thank you. Well, let's skip over all this other So this is the last one, I think. So what is Namo Amida Butsu? So I've used this metaphor a couple times, right? The left hand, this is me. This is Carrie, my ego. I'm a human being, limited by my body and my mind. Right? The right hand represents Amida, perfection of being perfect. Put it together, it becomes Buddha. So Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So Amida is kindness and gratitude beyond words. It's the presence of the Buddha in our lives. So Butsu is just a Japanese word for Buddha. So you could say Namo Amida Buddha if that's easier. So in other words, the unity of me, limited human being, and the perfection of the imperfect. So me plus Amida, Namo Amida equals Buddha. And the Buddha is everything, everywhere, all at once. It is kindness and gratitude beyond words. It is Namo. And that's it. Namo. Mahalo for listening this morning.
Thank you, Reverend Carey. Let us all chant the Metta Sutta, the Loving Kindness Sutra, together.
May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Please rise if you're able and let's sing Under the Sun.
which will be found in the spring. Please remain standing for the Nembutsu.
All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. The wisdom of compounded not our
You may be seated. Let us sit quietly for a few minutes.
So just relax, get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. And sit up straight. Align the head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes halfway so that you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. And just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our meditation.
Announcements.
Anybody wants to hear more about the garage sale? Who knows what day it is? I mean, the garage sale.
December 6th.
December 6th, wonderful. You know, what time do we start?
7 a.m.
What time do we
2 a.m.
Okay, we start 7. Oh, no. You might be here, thank you. 7 to 2. I mean, yeah, 7 to 2. And then we clean up, of course, you know. I realized that we have just a few more weeks before we begin to get ready for the garage sale. I don't know where the time has gone. And just kind of snuck up on me, us, you know. I don't know how we say it, but, you know, bear with us, and if you can, and when you can, please come on. The big day is the 23rd of this month. That's the day, you know, we have all our affiliates, and we take out everything, and we set up put it on the tables that will be set up for us by the Judo Club. So please come and help. And you know, the advertisement is not much, because Jean does the advertisement online. Sensei, if there's any other way he does on his computer, he'll do that. But you know, we don't pay for anything. We have posters and that kind of thing, so it has to be by word of mouth. Tell your families, tell their friends, you know, that we'll be here. They don't have to come to buy things, but they can come to just talk with us, you know, and have fun with us, because it is a fun activity. Yeah, right? Am I right? Yes. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Mary. So anyway, please kukua and then, you know, help us along the way. Thank you.
And to just continue what Karen said, every little bit helps.
Could you come to the microphone? Could you come to the microphone?
To the mic. Because people are Zooming.
Yeah, if they're on my screen, they can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And Karen always reminds us every little bit helps. But this is the last time you'll hear me talk about give aloha. And thank you, because we had the best we had in 3 years we've done it. And we had almost $1,000 donated. I was pushing for a little bit more, but it was more than any of the other 3 years. And because we had $978 or something, Foodland matches us for $300-something. And Gail and I figured out that's 28% interest on your money. Yes, so thank you. And Gail says that we have to do it again next year. So we will, Gail. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Next Sunday is the third Sunday, 16th. Is it Dharma school? No Dharma school. Okay, so we'll just have a regular Dharma family service. The 23rd is the garage sale setup day. We need everybody to be there. Of course, I'm going to run away to Lanai because it's the 100th anniversary. Sorry?
No, sir.
There's no service. There's no service on Makawao on November 23rd, and there'll be a service on November 30th, which is, I guess, after Thanksgiving. So you can bring all of your leftover turkey, one turkey sandwiches. So schedule for December is shaping up like this. Well, the garage sale, December 7th, there won't be any service. I'm going to be at Kamwela, Honganchen, Big Island. December 8th, I will come back and we will hopefully, weather permitting, just do a short service under the Bodhi tree.
because that is the actual Boogie Day. December 14th, Temple Cleanup Day. There's no service. I'm going to be at Windward on Oahu. Sorry, I run away from everything. So on the 21st, we'll combine Bodhi Day and Monthly Memorials. On the 28th, we'll have Dharma Family Service, and the 31st, New Year's Eve service, which I think is about 6 o'clock in the evening.
December 13th is Mochi.
Sorry?
December 13th, Mochi.
Oh, okay. December 13th, Mochitsuki, so making mochi. And I guess, Bobby, they see you? Or if somebody wants to make the mochi, mochitsuki. Okay, I'll make a slide for that too. Where was I? Somebody was asking about the usu, those big thing that you pound the rice in. We have several of them, right? And then the kina, the hammer things.
We used to do that.
And the steamer boxes. One of the temples was asking us, we have a lot, we'll give it to you. I said, oh, are you kidding? We got 4 of those usu things, man. We never use them. There's one in front of the doghouse, which is like the mosquito trap. So, okay, and so that's, And then on the 31st, we'll have Toshikoshi Soba, hopefully. Looking for volunteers to help make soba instead. Winter garage sale, set up day 23rd, December 6th. Cleanup day, December 14th. We're going to be asking everyone to come out on the 14th to do cleanup, including the scouts, everybody. So hopefully, get a lot of people. And of course, the minister won't be here. So, any other announcements? Yes?
So today is Hope's actual birthday, but we're having her baby Bual here next week, Saturday, and just wanted to invite you to come and join us. We've been really bad at getting invitations out, but everybody here, you're all invited. So next Saturday, 6 days from now, 12 o'clock at the social hall.
Yep. And I think we're going to have a bouncy house, so you guys got to come out. Bring your good socks, because you're going to jump up and down.
Face painting, and shave ice, and Hawaiian music.
Very good.
And our big Bual for his birthday.
Sounds like fun. Very good. Thank you for that. Okay. I think, anybody else got announcements? If not, we'll see you out in the social hall. If you need an umbrella, there's the umbrella standing in the front, and you can use that for walking up to the social hall.